Good design begins with honesty. I mean, that's kind of where we're at right now. Just looking at each other and saying, is this the right solution for the times? There's so much pressure on the auto industry. It asks tough questions, exactly what Dave was doing, is really reinventing the automobile, reinventing how we think. Is this an indulgence? You know, when I look at India and I look at all these other countries, kind of going down like Buffalo, the same path this country went to. They have the opportunity to do it differently. And why is it that they're choosing the same direction we are? So I'm really baffled by that. You know, we should go in there and say, hey, wait a minute, there's a better way. When I was in Paris and I was looking at bikes they were renting, I'm like, damn, that's so intelligent. You know, you put a credit card or something, you get a bike and you drop it off, you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to worry about tolls or anything. It's pretty cool. But unfortunately, the collaboration is incredible to make that happen. As you know, it's not easy. The entire industry is going left, and you want to go right, or vice versa. It's not easy to do. So here's, you know, no secret, this guy's Freeman Thomas. Awesome. Awesome guy. But you have to, a lot of respect for him. You guys know who he is. But at the same time, just like myself, we love collecting cars. We love cars. We're just passionate about the ones we're. So we're not ready quite to give up this last kind of genre. So my wife and I kind of collected some quotes, and I just made this up because I thought it was interesting. Good design is timeless, and bad design, unfortunately, is timeless too. It's always going to look bad. But there is, design that's ahead of its time. And you can't confuse the two, because there are times the airflow is one of those things, and there's a lot of cars in our history that were just ahead of its time. So we can't, as young designers, you can't be afraid to take that chance and do something ahead of its time. Because people will come around. You want to shake it up a little bit, and that's really the assignment of a designer in our time. So I look at Leonardo da Vinci's horse, you know, and why this guy could draw anything. If you haven't seen the exhibit, it was at Detroit Science Center, had an amazing Leonardo da Vinci exhibit. Guy's an inventor, but yet absolutely mesmerized by the horse. Is one of his favorite animals. Beautifully proportioned, timeless, gorgeous animal. And in our industry, you know, you've heard this cliche before, camel is, it's true. And yeah, this poor animal saying, what the, who did this to me? You know? I mean, that's a really hideous, I don't know what God was thinking, but you can see the face of the camel is just staring at the life it has to lead. But it will never be a beautiful animal. However, it's well engineered for what it does, okay? And I'm realizing now, having suffered probably the roughest patch of my career, 2.5 years with private equity, and please, if there's journalists in here, do not quote me, it's very important. A company must understand design. Matter of fact, I am so privileged to have a seat at the management table right now, because that's not the way it was set up before. You know, design got kind of pushed way down because we were that voice saying change, progress, do something new, do something different, and they were not about that. So companies that succeed, Apple, use them again, they're a great example because they do that. They manage to combine technology and design seamlessly. You can't even tell. That's the beautiful part about it. So design must live in a garden, not just in a fertile place, but it has to be fertilized by minds and people that get it.
So here are the awards. Our iconic helmet, the AutoWeek helmet. I want to tell you before you come up, these things weigh a ton. So be ready for that. The first award I'd like to talk about is for most fun. We met as an editorial staff on Tuesday afternoon after we spent a couple days touring the show. And it didn't quite break into fisticuffs like it has in the past, but it came close. When all was said and done, for most fun car in the show, there's lots of ways to have fun. You can have high horsepower, you can have open tops, you can have whatever. The Mini Beachcomber was the winner of most fun, and here to accept the award is Yvonne Mulgren from Mini USA.
The brand really does stand for fun in every way. You can see it in the corporate culture. And we thank you very, very much for letting us know that it absolutely is coming through in our vehicles. And the Mini Beachcomber concept, that was hitting the nail right on the head. So thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. And we're proud to be here and proud to even be part of the selection.
Next up is our most significant car in the show. Out of the whole show, which car is going to make the biggest impact both on the company and on the auto industry? And this one required absolutely no discussion. It was unanimous. We've had very few of those in the, 13 years we've done these show awards. We've had very few unanimous decisions, but the Ford Focus was the unanimous decision this year, and we're honored to have with us the designer of the Focus from Ford, Martin Smith. Martin.
I'm really pleased to be here because not the least reason for which is that this gets me out of the most boring part of the global leadership meeting, which is going on out in Dearborn at the moment. So thanks. Unfortunately, I'll be missing Jay's presentation of future product, which I'm sure everybody here would also like to see, but it looks great. Most significant car, that is very, very true for this vehicle. Significant for Ford, but it's also very significant for myself and the design team.
The next award is for Best Concept, and this show was, there was quite a bit more palpable buzz this year than last year. Last year's show was kind of a downer. Kind of. And there were a lot of good concepts at the show, and we debated long and hard over which was the best concept. In the end, the VW NCC won as best concept, and here to accept from Volkswagen of America is Steve Keys. Show, and again, it was a better show than years past, and especially last year, and this was a hard decision. The Audi e-tron we like best as best in show. Christian Bokish is here from Audi North America to accept the award.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be on the new Taubman campus. I wanted to just say a few words about, first of all, thanks to AutoWeek, the editors of AutoWeek, for recognizing what Audi envisions as one of the views of what we'll use for electric cars in the e-tron. But in general, as we all know, design is a function of looking at the future, but also combining it into whatever the corporation wants to integrate. But I'm kind of jealous at anybody studying design because you're allowed to see what the future holds. I'm also actually blown away at this campus. I took our Audi AG head of design, Stefan Silaf, here for a hard hat tour in May of this year. And I haven't been here since, and I have to say I'm quite jealous, as it was he, because I think he said you have better design facilities than we do. So when it goes to that, it's quite a compliment to the leadership of Rick Rogers, Imre Molnar, Larry Erickson, Chairman of the Trustees, Keith Crane, and everybody else involved in raising the funds and actually putting out this, creating this all new campus. So